I have to say, looking out from the windows behind where we sat, it was just a complete lake, and wouldn't have thought his chance. But they were saying then that they were vertidraining under floodlights on Wednesday night and doing further treatment on Thursday. And I have to say, it's as far as
it's that little bit of cutting edge. I just felt in the second half as well when they were down to 10 men. Just let them out a little bit too easily. They were clearing balls and their strikers were getting on the end of things, and that allowed their back four to push up and just kill the game for a few seconds and a few minutes at a time. And we never really got any real tempo going. The passing was a little bit off tonight, although like I say, it was not the easiest surface to play on. But we can do better than what we did on the ball. And yeah, we just never really got any control in the game after what I thought we looked really good first time. They'll punish you for it.
You opted to start Adam Boyes sort of on the left-hand side tonight. Is there a few sort of...
Able to play the same 11 week in, week out through the spell of games that we've got coming up. So up front by himself and then in a two as well. So we've got a bit of game dictates really. But I thought he had
a day.
Not at the minute. No, I think everyone's come through it okay. So 3 difficult away games is not bad going. But we'll just have to try and get over the disappointment of tonight and look to kick on at the weekend and beyond.
Great, thanks Matt.
Cheers Matt.
Matt Rogerson there talking to Mark Bauer after the disappointing defeat at Barrow. Everything but the goal, wasn't it, AD, on Tuesday from all accounts?
As Mark said, I thought the first half we were very impressive, very slick, created a number of chances, got caught with one sucker punch quite early on, but then they had a man sent off quite early on. But thereafter they literally parked the bus. We hit the bar with a tremendous free kick from Wayne, couple of really good saves from their keeper, goal disallowed. I thought second half we ran out of ideas slightly, but certainly first half very impressive, and probably should have won the game comfortably. It just never happened.
Well, we have got the team news in, so we can just run down that. First of all, let's just go through the home side's lineup. Ryan Young, 1 to 11 this is. Ryan Young, Wes Baines, Matty McGinn, Neil Byrne, Simon Grand, Mike Grogan, Sean Wally, Charlie Barnett, Adam Farrell, Tony Gray and Sean Clancy. And then on the bench for the home side, Dan Preston, Andy Price, Russell Benjamin, Robbie Booth and Mike Phoenix. For Guiseley, one change of note: Steve Dickinson in goal this afternoon in place of Steve Drench. Andy Holdsworth, Reece Maynell, Ben Parker, Jake Lawler, Danny Hall, Wayne Brooksby, Danny Boschel, Adam Boyes, Ollie Johnson, Gavin Rothery, and on the bench Kyle Harrison, Alex Johnson, Michael Potts, Danny Ellis and Danny Forrest. A couple of key changes in the side. AD, first of all, Stephen Drench not able to make it this afternoon.
No, Drenchy has experienced an illness in the family, relatively late today. But obviously, he's where he belongs, which is, with his family.
So Steve Dickinson comes in. He'll be an able replacement.
Yeah, Dicko, when he's played in the county cup and things this season, he's always looked, the part. He's a very experienced goalkeeper. Interestingly today, Liam Watson's probably his best friend in football, so it'll be an interesting. I'm sure there'll be a few smiles afterwards between Liam and Dicko, but he'll do a good job. Tremendous keeper, very experienced.
Well, let's hope it's our man has the last laugh this afternoon. On the bench is Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson left out for the side. Can you just give us a bit of an explanation as to why you think that is?
Yeah, two things. AJ's been struggling slightly with an ankle injury which flared up after the Barrow game. In fairness to him, we've been treating him all week, but he's been very honest about it. He had a fitness test before the game. He's able to play, but maybe just not 100%. Very heavy pitch, so it might be more suited to Adam Boyes and Ollie Johnson. So
Adam Boyes, Ollie Johnson start together in a partnership up front. How do you think this side will line up? We've been seeing the 4-2-3-1. On Tuesday night it was slightly different, 4-4-1-1, if you will.
I suspect we'll be 4-4-1-1 again. Although in fairness, if you speak to Mark, he'll say that Wayne, that Adam, Ollie Johnson, Gav Rothery, all extremely sort of flexible and fluid in terms of how they play. So, I think formations get overplayed sometimes. But yeah, on paper, 4-4-1-1.
Well, the two sides are just coming out from the dugout with the music blasting away in the background here. It's a brisk day with quite a breeze blowing around the ground here at the New Bucks Head, and the two sides are just lining up, shaking the hands of the referee, who this afternoon is Matthew Bristow. His assistants will be Sam Mulhall and Robert Goodwin-Davey. Guiseley will be playing in all yellow this afternoon, Telford in all white. It was a heartbreaking afternoon the last time we were here, Adi. Back in that playoff final in 2010. Is any part of your mind thinking, I wouldn't mind just, getting that memory out of our system by getting a win here?
Oh, absolutely, because I have to say that I was doing the Radio Leeds commentary that day, and we had a big clock in front of us, a digital clock counting down, and 8 minutes from the end when we were winning 2-1, I looked across at Peter Smith, who was co-commentating, and thought, do you know what, we just might do this. And 10 minutes later, heartbroken. So, yes, it remains a raw memory for me, and I'd like to get it out of my system.
Well, hopefully this afternoon the Guiseley 11 that are out here on this pitch can do just that. If you're tuning in, just let us know that you're picking us up loud and clear here on Guiseley AFC Radio. Best way to do that for us is if you can tweet us at Guiseley Radio, and any comments you get the opportunity to give us are greatly received here. And the two sides just going through the final warm-ups and having their picture taken with this rather unusual mascot of I guess it's some sort of buck of some form or other, lining up with the captains. What do you make of, did you hear BBC Leeds' programme on Tuesday night at all, lady? I've just seen Andy Haldsworth down there and Ben Parker.
Yes, I mean, they've got some stick on the way down, but yes, yeah.
Yep. So if you didn't pick that one up, you can probably pick it up on their Listen Again channel. Andy Haldsworth and Ben Parker previewing Saturday's Leeds United versus Huddersfield
I'm just
derby.
glad they're not on the telly, they're much better on the radio.
I did hear Mark Bauer had sent in a text saying it was about time he had a decent performance out of them. It made me laugh. The going to be a 1 minute or applause around the ground for a former supporter who sadly passed away unexpectedly this week from Telford United. And now we get underway here with Guiseley shooting from right to left as we watch this game in the main stand overlooking the terrace, where if you made the trip down 3 years ago, nearly 3 years ago, Guiseley fans were congregated in the corner there. We were obviously bitterly disappointed that afternoon, but that's empty this afternoon. The opposite to the open terrace, we're in the main stand, and Guiseley kicking off in their all yellow, shooting towards the Dave Hutchinson covered stand, and immediately Ollie Johnson getting into the thick of things and playing the ball into Danny Boschel. And on the right flank now, Guiseley come forward with Wayne Brooksby. He's shadowed by Charlie Barnett and having a bit of a tussle there, and wins a throw. And speaking to some of our Telford colleagues, they're hopeful for a result, but Guiseley are actually coming down this right flank with some purpose at the moment here. Good work from Rothery, gets the ball into Brooksby. Brooksby has to send the ball back towards Holdsworth, sends it short. Barnett gets enough on it to knock it out into touch. And Guiseley, bright start this, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, interesting style contrast, because everybody who knows the way Liam Watson's sides play, they're always very direct. What's really interesting about this particular Telford side as well is, although they are very direct, they're not the biggest of teams, so they're direct, but they're small and quick. So it'll be an interesting contrast of styles, and this playing surface, will not suit us. But so far we started very brightly. Yeah, I think you stick to your principles and you get it down and pass, and that's what we're doing.
Now, boys just trying to feed the ball through the back four to set off an attack. Telford intercept, send a long one forward. And it's repelled and sent back into the feet of Rothery. And now here with Reece Maynell at left back. Plays a good ball into the area, up towards the edge of the D. It's cleared. And then as it's returned, Gavin Rothery does really well to recover the ball. Now here with Reece Maynell into Jake Lawler. Lawler tries to send it in towards Brooksby. Just beyond him. And a swift counter-attack that has Ben Parker running. Under pressure from Adam Farrell. Back to Steve Dickinson. And then all the way upfield by Dicko into Telford territory.
I'm sure Dicko will be very pleased to have had that very confident first touch, because it's always hard when you come in after a period out of a team, so I'm sure he'll be delighted to have had that chance to clear the ball.
Now a long ball into the area here from Telford. They've picked it up here with Adam Farrell into the area, and it's taken down by Tony Gray. An effort there that was well collected by Steve Dickinson, but just for a moment, guys, they just looked like they were going to be picked out.
We cannot defend like that on this surface. You know, I know our instinct is to play, but it just has to be got rid of at the back. You know, you play in their third, you don't play in the final third.
Now the ball forward here towards Jake Lawler. Nodded on. Onto Wayne Brooksby. Cleared. Out into touch.
I think you can already see the style contrast here, can't you? Just get it up to the front 2 or 3 very quickly, and then bits and pieces.
And like you say, it's going to be difficult, isn't it, to get the ball down onto the deck and play. The pitch suits the fast-moving ball much better.
Yeah, and it's a defender's nightmare because, as I said, the surface is so untrue that really you can't let the ball bounce. You've just got to head it and shell it, basically.
Throw on the halfway line to Guiseley. Down the right-hand flank, it's taken forward. Now with the feet of Gavin Rothery. Infield to Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby sprays the ball to the left-hand side. Rhys Maynell, good overlapping run here. Gets the ball into the area. Looking for Boys. Boys gets ahead, but it's a looping header. No pace on it in the end. Did well to make the connection, but some distance from goal. Easy for the goalkeeper, Ryan Young, to claim.
Yeah, there's a really swirling wind out there as well, so I don't know if you noticed there when Rhys crossed the ball, it just died.
Clearance now from Young, all the way into the feet of Ben Parker. Taken down by Steve Dickinson, lofted long. Nobody to get onto the end of it. Just had a tweet from Evergreen Shadow. Can't post a link at the moment onto the page, I think, if that's what you're asking for. But just to remind you, if you are advising anyone to tune in, you can find Guiseley Radio from the front page of the main site. So if you follow the link from the front page of the main site, it's always possible just to find the live stream that's putting on. So if you're advising anyone who's wanting to tune in this afternoon, just go to the main Guiseley AFC website and then follow the link that's on that front page to Guiseley Radio. Ball up in the air now as Telford try to put the ball down that right flank, looking for Adam Farrell. Cleared well by Maynell. Up in the air at the moment, uncomfortable football. Farrell takes the ball away from Boschel, plays a good ball down the left-hand side. Sean Clancy goes chasing for it, tries to keep it in, does well on the touchline, has to be headed behind by Boschel. And it's a corner, the first corner of the game to Telford. Just a sign there of the uncomfortableness of the football in the middle of the pitch when neither side can just get control of it.
I strongly suspect a Brazilian wouldn't even recognise this as a football match.
Now Telford with the corner. Whipped in towards the 6-yard box. Dickinson off his line. Nobody able to capitalise from a Telford point of view. Guiseley clear it. But it's going to come back in now and Telford press once again. This time Neil Byrne heads it in towards the goal. Picked up by Tony Gray. Tony Gray's offside. The flag's up and Guiseley can breathe a sigh of relief because for a moment it just looked like they were going to be caught out at that corner, Ady.
The flag was up very early though, in fairness, so I think people had semi-stopped. But yes, it was, I mean, that's just a comment on, that's the way they played, corners, free kicks, bits and pieces, goals. It's a style that's well known and, you just have to learn to combat it really. But yes, we did look slightly uncomfortable there.
Still 0-0 if you're just joining us here at Telford. Guiseley had the ball down on the ground. Telford have had a chance. It's been quite bright start from both sides. Danny Boschel now with the ball inside the Telford half. Lays it down back into the feet of Ben Parker. Parker launches it long, headed away. And it's now with Farrell. And Farrell plays a lovely ball in here to Tony Gray. Gray into the area. Andy Holdsworth takes it away from him and is fouled just as Gray stretched to try and recover the ball. Guiseley have a free kick. But again, that swift counter-attacking move.
Yeah, he's made a career out of chasing balls like that as Tony Gray, and he's very good at it. I must say, I thought H was very quick on the cover and a piece of very clever professional foul milking as well. So it's something we're aware of and we talked about before. So H will get across and cover all the time. You have to really have both fullbacks tucking across when on those sort of semi-diagonal balls.
Still goalless. Ball cleared upfield. Headed on now by Rhys Maynell. Good flick on by Ollie Johnson into the feet of Boys. Boys lays it back, looking for Lawler. It's just a little bit too far away from him. And then the ball over the top once again for Gray to chase. Dickinson off his line very quickly. Long one forward, taken down well by Simon Grand, the centre half for Telford. And eventually lofted into Guiseley's half by the goalkeeper. And knocked out into touch for a throw to Telford.
It's football, Jim, but not as we know it. I mean, it's horrible to watch, isn't it? Because the surface is so untrue.
It's tough conditions for both sides. A breeze and quite a blustery wind and quite a cut-up pitch. Well, credit, just glad to be seeing some football, even if it's not recognisable in the normal sense. Telford now have the ball inside Guiseley's half. It's with Charlie Barnett. Launched long up towards Farrell. Adam Farrell wins the header from Danny Hall rather. Hall gets a good tackle in and recovers well and gives the ball to Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby starts a surging run, comes over the halfway line as he mounts a counter-attack for Guiseley. In the last ball, not quite good enough to find Ollie Johnson. It's cut out, but it's only out for a Guiseley throw.
Thing about Wayne, when you've got his ability with the ball tight at your feet, you may as well run at people on a pitch like this, because the reality is, as you know, a defender's as likely to fall over as you are. And I think that was really impressive from Wayne. Actually, that's.
Boschel just plays a ball in, looking for Adam Boys. Boys just can't get it down onto the ground in the end. He's knocked it out for a goal kick.
I think also the saving grace here, and write this down because I don't say it often. The referee, Matthew Bristow, is a referee who likes to let the play flow, and he's an experienced ref who basically is good at judging conditions and whatever. So what you hope is, even given the very poor conditions, he'll do his best to keep the game moving, which is good.
We've got that on record now, Adi. One for the collector's items. Long clearance now from the goal kick from Ryan Young, the Telford goalkeeper. Guys, win the header in midfield. Up goes the heads again with Gavin Rothery battling away. Gets the ball into Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby plays the ball forward, but it's a poor ball. He curses himself.
It just bobbled as he struck it, didn't it?
But it's back with the goalkeeper. Young, long clearance. Up towards the front two. Once again, Tony Gray gets the header on. Cleared by Holdsworth. Out into touch. Into the dugout. Telford dugout on the far side.
Whenever you play Telford, it's a bit like playing Stoke. There are absolutely no surprises, but you can get beat even being unsurprised. It's this, tried and tested style, which they're very good at. And given that many of these players were together at Southport and followed Liam down here, they all know how each other play.
Ollie Johnson now takes the ball for Guiseley. Case got a great run on the edge of the area, takes a shot with the left foot, always rising, goes over the crossbar. But a good bit of counter-attacking football there from Guiseley themselves, and Ollie Johnson almost converting a chance.
Great feat from Ollie Johnson there. I mean, that just shows, the class. I think Ollie, when we get him back to full fitness, and obviously, he's just at the moment trying to find out how far he can trust his body. Great feat, very clever player. And, you just saw there that little bit of class.
Really good close control to take it past the defender. Unfortunately, just always rising with a shot. Ryan Young's just taking his time with the goal kick. Into the wind, I think. It's hard to tell which way the wind's going from where we are at the moment. The ball sent back to Steve Dickinson. Dickinson lofts it into the Telford half. Headed down by Boys, somewhat unconventionally. Knocked out into touch.
That was very lucky, actually, wasn't it? Because he obviously saw the overlapping player on the outside and was trying to make the header for him, and it just caught a solid bit of turf.
Now Telford can move down this left-hand side. Sean Clancy, under pressure from Hall, gets the ball back to Matty McGinn. McGinn swaps the ball into the area. He put a good cross in there. Had to be well held by Steve Dickinson.
Great hands from Dicko there, wasn't it? Because the ball sort of died on the wind, didn't it?
Really well watched there from Dickinson. Held onto it inside the 6-yard box. There's players looking at the back post to get on the end of that.
Clancy's something of an enigma. The sort of there's a feeling that he probably could and should have played at a better level. Very tricky, very clever player, but never quite sustained it.
Now Telford come forward once again. Long one forward into the area, picked out by Steve Dickinson.
Dicko's effectively playing as a sweeper half the time, isn't he?
He's having to come off his line very quickly, isn't he? Tony Gray just stands over the goalkeeper. Dickinson sends one forward. Taken down now by Ben Parker from the returned header. Parker can't get the pass through. So it's a throw into Telford. Ball hits touch, played in, and then knocked out for another throw in. Telford at the moment just with the ball on the right-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal with the full-back Wes Baines. Throws it infield to Adam Farrell. Long one forward once again. Looked like a free kick on the halfway line. Wayne Brooksby just a little late on Matty McGinn. Free kick is given. And Guiseley now set up for a set piece. It looks like it's going to be all men forward for this one. Literally 7 or 8 players lining up in Telford shirts on the edge of the 18-yard box. The free kick's inside the centre circle, just inside the Guiseley half. McGinn takes it, lofts it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's bounced off the head and dies on the turf, and then a shot comes in from Simon Grand, and it hits the terrace, the empty terrace beyond the goal. But when the ball went in and it was attempted to be headed away, when it, instead of bouncing in the penalty area, it sort of went completely dead and fell kindly for Simon Grand to get that shot away, AD.
Yeah, I mean, as we were saying, it's as anticipated bits and pieces football, and they were quick to the bits and pieces there. I mean, fortunately, I think he was also let down by the turf in terms of his ability to strike it.
It's a great leveller, the pitch. Steve Dickinson with the goal kick, slips as he takes it. Still gets the ball into Telford's half. Guiseley pick it up now with Andy Holdsworth and Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby's brought down by Charlie Barnett, just inside the Guiseley half. Marked contrast. There's not the surge of players into the penalty area as there was with the Telford free kick a few moments ago. Guiseley take it quick, but the attack breaks down. And then the ball forward, looking to release Adam Farrell. Finds Farrell in an offside position.
Good refereeing as well there. Some people would say, well, why not play the advantage? But the fact is that the offside's 50 yards up the pitch, and in these conditions, I'd rather have the free kick than the ball in the goalie's hands.
Goalless if you're just joining us. 14 minutes gone. Guiseley 0, A.F.C Telford 0. If I can find my words. At the New Bucks head. And Guiseley have a free kick inside their own half. A long one forward, up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Bounced off the head of Neil Byrne and back to the goalkeeper of Ryan Young. Well defended in the end. It was a difficult ball to deal with into the area.
Yeah, I mean, the ball really did swirl in the wind there, so it was a difficult header.
Young takes his time, puts the ball on the floor. Clears up to the halfway line. Battle going on between Hall and Farrell. Farrell wins that one. The ball played down the left channel as Telford attack now. Out into touch. Matty McGinn, the fullback, comes forward with a throw. Halfway inside the Guiseley half now, down this left-hand side. Throw in field to Sean Clancy. Gets the ball down the left channel where Tony Gray goes looking for it under pressure. Andy Holdsworth does enough to get the ball away from him. Defends well, but Guiseley can't clear their lines. Barnett now for Telford. Forward up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. And Holdsworth commits a foul on Sean Clancy. And it's a free kick to Telford in a dangerous position.
That was cheap. I mean, that's the sort of thing you simply can't do, both on this pitch and against Telford. That was cheap free kick. Sometimes you just can't win the ball, and I know it's one of those sort of cliches, but the reality is just let him have it.
Free kick now to Telford. It's about 10 yards out of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side, just about level with the angle of the penalty area.
I thought he might strike this actually, but it looks like not.
Guys, you have a wall of about 4 players, and there's about 7 Telford men inside around the penalty spot. The ball goes in, struck well, takes deflection, goes behind for a corner. Your first instinct, I think, was right in the end. I think that was a shot.
He usually does strike it, and what he's good at is sort of going inside out, which makes it very hard for the keeper. And I must say that clearly something that they think about, because it was hard to judge. Is it going to be lofted in or is it struck? So it's a clever free kick, really.
Corner now for Telford on the left-hand side. Whipped in towards the 6-yard box once again. Good header from Rhys Maynell. Ball helped away, but only as far as another Telford man. And then the ball flicked into the area, bounces dead on the ground. Guys, you can't clear it. Put into the back of the net by Mike Grogan. No offside flag. Telford have the lead. The goal area did its job in that sense for Telford. And it's Mike Grogan who gives the home side the advantage. And guys, he fall behind After 17 minutes, Mike Grogan the goal scorer. It's Telford 1, Guiseley 0.
I mean, the ball just died, didn't it? You know, the ball literally just stuck in the mud. Disappointing, but slightly predictable in terms of, you know, that goal mouth is absolutely awful. So
away we go again. Guiseley trailing, just like on Tuesday night at Barrow. Hopes we can muster some sort of response. And get the ball over that white line as we were unable to do at Holker Street. Throw into the Lions, just inside Telford's half on the right-hand side. Andy Holdsworth has it. Looks like Gavin Rothery's had a bit of a knock to the head, but he's okay. The throw's taken and goes all the way back to goalkeeper Young. Not a great hunting ground this, Telford, for Guiseley. Lost 1-0 in that season that we eventually lost also here in the playoff final. Guiseley now pick the ball up here with Gavin Rothery. Goes 2-3 players through them, then plays a loose ball back, but it's picked up now by Jake Lawler. Lawler then plays a loose ball. Guiseley need to make a bit more precision in the passing. The ball forward here to Farrell. Farrell's got the legs on the defender, and then it falls through here to Tony Gray. He gets the ball inside the penalty area. It just won't fall for him, and in the end Steve Dickinson's able to make the save at his feet, but the conditions are completely playing their part.
And
now
that's an awful challenge. It's an awful challenge.
There's a tackle here. It's just gone in on Gavin Rothery. Referee's gone straight across. I think he's going to bring out a yellow card. Rothery, wasn't it, the recipient of the challenge? I can't see who actually was the man who made the tackle.
I thought it was Charlie Barnett, but I'm not entirely sure. But certainly in the conditions, that's a dreadful challenge because it's dangerous, it's out of control.
Well, the free kick has been awarded to Guiseley. Referee's just having a word with Barnett. And I'm not sure if it's just a calm you down or a yellow card moment, but referee blew quite insistently at that moment. But just a few moments before that, could have been 2-0 to Telford.
I mean, the conditions in the Nagington stand end in that goal mouth are almost unplayable. The ball is just, it's sticking, it's sliding, it's, you know, so it's very difficult to make a choice of what to do, really. I must say, he must have been very close to walking there because he's gone a long way with that challenge.
Referee perhaps given the conditions, giving the player the benefit of doubt with the conditions.
Dangerous though, in truth.
Hall now with a long ball forward from the free kick, aimless in the end. It's just gone out into touch. In the build-up to that play, Jake Lawler also passed the ball straight to, I think it was Sean Clancy on this right-hand side. And some of the passing, I know it's difficult with the conditions, but it has to be right, doesn't it?
Yeah, the square ball, you know, in this circumstance is potentially fatal, especially on the halfway line. As we said before, you know, you don't pass in your own third except directly forwards, and you don't go across the pitch because you've no idea whether the ball will run true or not. No, it's very, very sloppy from Jake.
No idea whether Mark Bauer's just keeping his players warm or just expressing his displeasure by getting all the substitute to warm up. Guiseley at the moment trailing by 1-0. The news isn't good. Clearance now from Rothery on the halfway line, looking for Boys. It's gone beyond him, and it's well collected by Neil Byrne. Under pressure from Boys in the end.
I think that comes under the heading of no-nonsense defending, doesn't it?
He's hoofed it into the stand here, the main stand. Now Guiseley have a throw just up on the left-hand side, about 2 yards up from the corner flag. Rhys Maynell comes forward to take this one. Sends it infield to Ollie Johnson. Johnson can't win the ball the first time from Grogan, the goal scorer. And in the end, Guiseley do recover possession with Jake Lawler, but just are being muscled off the ball every time they're trying to get the ball at their feet. And Telford coming forward once again. Quick ball over the top to release Sean Wally. Once again down this right-hand side. Wally's got a man in the area in Farrell. It just goes across Farrell's body. And Andy Holdsworth has to get a very collected header, or a clearance rather, to take the ball over the bar and behind for another corner.
I mean, they've just been very direct, aren't they? They're just throwing it into the final third and chasing it with two players effectively springing down the centre and either left or right. It's quite hard to defend, but they're obviously playing the conditions very well so far.
You send the ball into the channels, the ball sticks, and you've got a chance to win it.
Yeah, whereas we're overpassing.
Telford have a corner on the left-hand side as they attack Guiseley's goal. They lead by a goal to nil here, 22 minutes in. The ball whipped into the 6-yard box, punched away by Steve Dickinson. Collected now here by Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby's no one really to aim for. Only hits touch with his clearance. It's a throw-in. After the bright start, bright first couple of minutes from Guiseley, things have been going much more Telford's way.
We've been quite unintelligent as well. I mean, Wayne just sort of looked down at the pitch there. Well, hey, go figure. You know, it's a very poor pitch, and you know, you can't play pretty passing football.
Telford come forward again now with Sean Clancy on the left-hand side. Goes past Holdsworth. Holdsworth gets the late tackle in on Clancy, and I suspect Holdsworth might be going in the book here. He had an earlier tackle, was the cause of the earlier free kick after a foul on Sean Clancy. So he'll be walking the tightrope now. And guys, his afternoon could get worse here. Free kick on the left-hand side for Telford. And it's a chance for them to get more players into that area. Steve Dickinson trying to organise things in front of a quagmire of a goal area. Telford just lining the ball up, two-man wall. The ball's about level with a penalty spot out on the left-hand side, a couple of yards out from the edge of the penalty area. The free kick eventually taken, whipped in towards the 6-yard box once again. An acrobatic punch from Dickinson clears, and then Rothery can't collect the ball and take it away from Wally, and Wally turns his man, but now there's no running with the ball on this surface. Wally does eventually get the ball away, gets the ball into the penalty area, but it's easy for Ben Parker to tidy up. Parker now moves the ball forward here with Ollie Johnson taking it up and just can't feed the ball through to Adam Boyes. It's taken away from him, and then the ball over the back four once again, causing Guiseley trouble. Ben Parker and Rhys Maynell sends the ball back to goalkeeper Steve Dickinson. Dickinson helps it out, but only as far as Wally, and Guiseley really unable to get out of the final third at the moment.
In truth, the game's a farce though, isn't it?
Rothery's just brought down now. That gives Guiseley a chance to have a breather. And it looks like there's going to be another card here. And referee's not happy about the challenge on Gavin Rothery. And this time it's going to be Sean Wally who'll go into the book. The home fans don't like that. Not sure that was the most convincing yellow card.
No, I mean, he certainly caught him, but as I say, the conditions suggest that that's what's going to happen. You're going to get a coming together. I think there's only been one bad foul in the game, if I'm honest, and that was the one that Barnett got booked for. Everything else is just people coming together, because in truth, it's not playable.
So the third yellow card. We've only had 25 minutes. 3 yellow cards already issued, 2 to Telford, 1 to Guiseley. 1 goal already gone in. That converted by Mike Grogan. And Steve Dickinson takes the free kick, lofts it long towards Ollie Johnson, over his head, cleared easily. Picked up now by the home side. Sent down the right channel, this time an aimless pass. And Guiseley can have a throw with Rhys Maynell just inside their own half. On the left-hand side. It's Maynell to take. Plays the ball in towards Ollie Johnson. Maynell gets it back, and then back into the centre of the field. Danny Boschel slips, will lose possession, but this time well covered by Jake Lawler. Both sets of players struggling with the conditions. Guiseley slightly more so, I'd say, than Telford. Boschel now picks it up and plays it into the feet of Rothery. Rothery sprays it out to the left-hand side. Boyes has to chase to keep this one in. He chases, keeps it in, but only at the expense of conceding possession. The ball's then played down the right channel as Telford attack, but goes out into touch. And another throw for the Lions.
The quality of play from both sides is frankly awful, but it's down to the conditions, isn't it?
It's not a spectacle of football.
Oh, my Lord.
It's like match of the 70s, isn't it, actually, you know?
Yeah, just a shame it's not in black and white.
Guiseley now have the ball here with Maynell. Maynell forward up to Rothery. Cleared eventually by Telford. Now there's a chance for Farrell to chase this one. Sent back to the goal by Hall. Hall's put his hand up towards the bench for some reason. I just wonder whether he's got a niggle. But he's making a sign to the bench. That would be a bit of a worry. Guiseley, in the meantime, come forward here with Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby's trying to take on the fullback. goes past him, but the ball holds up once again. Played into the feet of Maynell, though. Ollie Johnson, back to goal, plays it back into the feet of Rothery. Guys, he's still trying to play their way through this Telford backline. It doesn't work. And
Danny Hall's gone.
Yeah, Danny Hall's definitely got an injury. He's hobbling around. He's not going to take much more part in this game. He has to get ahead on a long ball forward. And he's waving to the bench, and Danny Ellis is stripping off, so he's making a return, no doubt, a little bit more in advance than he might have wanted to. Now guys, he come forward with Ollie Johnson down the left-hand flank, comes forward, has a good run at this back line, but eventually a good tackle comes in from Neil Byrne. Only as far as Rhys Maynell, though, the clearance. Rothery, Maynell, just inside the Telford half. Forward into the feet of Ollie Johnson. I say forward, he's about level with the edge of the centre circle. Plays one forward towards Boschel, who's occupying a position on the edge of the 18-yard line. And in the end, it's cleared away by Telford. And a poor touch by Guiseley means that Telford will have a throw, and that substitute can happen. And Danny Hall, who we were just talking before we went on air today, AD, I was saying Hall and Ellis is a partnership I'm quite looking forward to seeing.
Yes, I mean...
it's not going to happen.
No, and I have to say that the way he pulled up, that could be quite serious, I think.
The fact he had to play on, he knew he was injured, but he had to play on for about 3 minutes, I would say, before he was able to make the substitute. He's had to take some treatment before going off. I think it's a hamstring, isn't it?
Looks like a hammer, yep. You know, like you say, it's simply because what happened, I think, before was when he was trying to make a clearance, I think his kicking foot slipped, and I think he's just done his hammy.
Well, conditions don't help, do they, with that scenario?
No.
Not ideal territory for Danny Ellis to be returning. First time back in a Guiseley shirt since that Bradford Park Avenue game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as I say, it's one of those sort of surfaces where, I mean, frankly, if this was at any level, say in the Football League, this game wouldn't happen. You know, I think that they use the expression in the Premier League now that you won't play on a two-surface pitch. Well, this is probably 2 or 3 surfaces in terms of the way it's presenting for studs. You need 2 different sets of boots on.
Ball goes forward. Danny Ellis has to make the first challenge under pressure there from Gray. Gray wins the ball. Eventually, as he goes in for the second, the clearance from Andy Holdsworth off Gray goes behind for a goal kick. Danny Ellis having to make his introduction. 29 minutes by my reckoning, the substitute. So very early on in the game. Guiseley need to find a way back, a foothold back into this match, trailing by 1-0. Mike Grogan, the scorer for Telford, on 17 minutes.
I sense we're feeling sorry for ourselves here because we don't like the surface. And, you know, you just have to get on with it, don't you?
Yeah, very much so. Ball forward now, once again, by Telford. Ben Park has to deal with it, and Telford are dealing with it. That's the difference. Rothery, forward now towards Adam Boyes. Good nod down from Boyes to Boschel. Boschel helps it out to the right-hand side where Andy Holdsworth gets the ball. Plays it into the feet of Brooksby. Holdsworth down the right channel looking for Boschel, just takes it away from him. In a way, I've noticed the surface is better down the channels that we're attacking than Telford are. In a way, that's sort of not working to our advantage because the ball's running more true.
Yes, I just wonder second half whether we might see a reversal of roles here because the ball is holding up in the half that we're sat in, whereas in the other end it's a combination of wind and a slightly true surface. It's running away all the time.
1-0 to Telford. Guiseley get the ball on the halfway line from the goal kick. Played forward by Lawler. Excellent. Acrobatic chest down from Boschel. Gives the ball to Brooksby. Brooksby takes a shot, takes a deflection. Awkward for the goalkeeper, but he does save it. Bright moment there from Guiseley.
Wayne was pulled back there as well. He was complaining to referee.
Clearance from Young. I'll remind you that comment in a minute you made after about 6 minutes about the referee. Guiseley come forward now with Danny Boschel.
It's commentator's curse, Colin, yeah?
Yeah. Ollie Johnson sprays
Excellent.
it out to the right-hand side, finds Andy Holdsworth on the overlapping run. Holdsworth does well to keep it in play. He's cut out, though. There's another throw into Guiseley, level with the edge of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. Holdsworth to take the throw.
The term no nonsense was invented with these in mind, wasn't it? Good Lord.
Guiseley with the chance to get the ball into the penalty area. A little brighter in the last couple of minutes.
It's a good job they weren't a spectator in the way of that clearance. It'd have killed somebody, wouldn't it? Yes, we have been a little bit bright, haven't we?
Yes. I just talking to the cursors, we're talking at that moment. The ball's just gone rather harmlessly out into touch from the throw-in, I'm afraid. A little bit brighter, but unfortunately, Telford recover possession. But no sooner do they recover it, they give it away. And guys have a throw inside the Telford half. Holdsworth takes it, tries to go long, headed away. This is when we need a long ball, long throw specialist, don't we?
Yes, but I mean, but the reality is, you know, and we haven't adjusted well to the conditions, and Telford, as you say, have adjusted better. But would I want to watch this every week? No.
Boschel plays the ball over the back line, finds Adam Boyce, takes it down brilliantly, takes a shot on the turn, blocked by the defender, goes behind for a corner. A brilliant ball in, and just for a split second, Adam Boyce had a sight of goal. Well defended, and a corner to Guiseley.
What a terrific take that was, wasn't it?
Fantastic takedown on the right foot, killed the ball dead, got the shot in. Good defending. Guiseley with the corner on the right-hand side, whips it in towards the penalty area, goes up, takes a header from Danny Ellis, cleared off the line. Guiseley get the ball back on the edge of the 18-yard box with Drake Lawler. Under pressure, goes back towards the touchline, plays it in now to Ollie Johnson. Johnson beaten to it, well defended by Clancy. Gets the ball away, Boschel intercepts, plays it into Rhys Maynell. Maynell now back towards Ollie Johnson, easily cleared. And they look for the counter-attack as the ball hits the pudding of a pitch in the Guiseley half, but it's well cleared by Holdsworth. And nobody gets on the end of that one, and eventually up to the halfway line by the goalkeeper. Taken down well by Farrell. Played forward, but Guiseley recover the ball once again. This is better from Guiseley.
More urgent.
Parker with the ball up to the halfway line. Taken down here by Rhys Maynell. Maynell forward to Rothery. Rothery, some distance from goal. Plays it into Boyes. Boyes is in the area, but the flag is up. And that must have been very close indeed, because Boyes was making an overlapping run from behind the fullback.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps should have been, a millisecond earlier, but the lack of complaint suggests the line probably got it right.
But it's a free kick to Telford nonetheless. 34 minutes gone. Telford still lead by a goal to nil. We've lost Danny Hall through injury. Danny Ellis has come onto the field. And so far, he's not done too badly. He's almost scored a header that was cleared off the line. These guys who went in search of an equaliser. But Telford now come forward. Ben Parker lofts this one out into touch. And it's a throw in to Telford. Level with the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. They look to launch one in here, I think. They're lining up players on the edge of the 6-yard box, and out comes Matty McGinn here. He's got a throw on him. He's drying the ball off. And this is as good as a corner. And we just wait for him to make his final preparations. It's to
be hoped we get used to a towel as well.
He gets a long throw, lofted in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Danny Ellis. Good header again, taken down by Ollie Johnson, but McGinn wins the ball back out just towards the corner flag now. Gets the ball back into the area really well. Picked up here by Gray. Gray lays it back into Wally. Wally gets the ball into the area, headed away by Ben Parker. Still with Telford though, on the right-hand side. Wally gets the ball back into the area. The ball bounces off Gavin Rothery. Hits him in the face. I think he did have his arm up. There was a big shout for a handball. Don't think you could really expect that to be given. The ball cleared all the way back to the goalkeeper Ryan Young, but still the attacking momentum with Telford comes forward here with Charlie Barnett. Makes a long run inside the Guiseley half. Plays it out to the left-hand side now, and they're into the penalty area this time with Sean Clancy. Clancy's tackled, and eventually Guiseley can clear, and Ollie Johnson lays it into the feet of Boschel and Holdsworth, and then a nice little bit of triangular passing football allows Jake Lawler to get up to the halfway line. Taken down well by Boyes.
His first touch has been tremendous so far, hasn't it? That's the third time he's killed the ball stone dead.
He's had to, hasn't he, as well? Because the ball have been coming to him at difficult angles, not surprisingly. Guys, he can't win the throw, though. They can't win the possession from the throw, and then it's forward once again. Ben Parker wants to send it back to the goalkeeper. The ball just doesn't float that way, though, in the surface. Has to help it back. Dickinson eventually clears, and Guiseley eventually win a throw-in just inside their own half on the right-hand side.
It wouldn't take very much rain to kill this, would it?
There's no rain landed as yet, but there was some forecast. And at the moment, Guiseley are trailing by a 0-0 here with 37 minutes gone. A long one forward again for Telford as they look to get away for a second. It has to be shepherded back to Dickinson. Dickinson makes the clearance. The ball falls really cruelly for Guiseley, gives Telford possession here with Wally. Gets a lofted shot in towards the goal, tries to chip the goalkeeper, but that just sums it up really. Dickinson cleared. It was sent towards Rhys Maynell. Maynell expected the ball to fall to him. Instead of falling to him, it just fell dead in the turf, and that gave a chance for Wally to get a shot in.
It's just farcical. I don't know if you noticed then when the ball landed, the ball actually went into the pitch.
Now cleared by Telford up towards their front line once again. Guiseley managed to get a clearance. So difficult, this conditions to play in. Up towards Adam Boyes now from Rhys Maynell. The headed clearance is returned. Jake Lawler tries to thread a pass through, but again it's cut out. A long one forward now, looking for Gray to get away as Telford come forward once again. Sent back to the goalkeeper by Maynell, cleared by Dickinson. Finds Ollie Johnson. Ollie Johnson lays it back to Jake Lawler. Goes to ground inside his own half, just inside the centre circle. And a free kick is awarded to Guiseley. Just on the halfway line, taken quickly by Jake Lawler. Trying to play the short passing game still, and it's just not working.
Jake's just been trying to be a little bit too clever with his touch, and these conditions just aren't suiting it at all, are they?
And now the counter-attack can come. And it's really good work from Tony Gray. Takes it past Danny Ellis, gets the ball into the penalty area. Good claim from Steve Dickinson to intercept.
Terrific defending from Danny Ellis as well.
Danny Ellis did recover. I didn't really get to describe that as he went past Gray. Ellis recovered really well, didn't he? Got a tackle in just beforehand.
Vital touch.
Now Guiseley have to defend once again. These corner kicks being whipped into the 6-yard box, trying to put Steve Dickinson under pressure. In goal this afternoon in place of Steve Drench. Guiseley watch the ball come in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed at the back post by Neil Byrne, and it's gone over and behind for a goal kick. Again, such dangerous balls into the goal area. Difficult to defend.
What they also do is, I don't know if you noticed there, but the number 4 came very late as well, sort of delayed his run and then came late, and it's very, very hard to pick up.
Well, it's getting cold, I tell you. There might not be any rain yet, but it's certainly cold enough. Might turn to snow.
And when you've got ears my size, it's life-threatening.
I think you've got problems. Hairstyles and ears our size. The weather doesn't suit. Well, the ball's gone up in the air from the goal kick. It's been headed out for a Telford throw inside Guiseley's half. Still Telford lead by a 0-0. The goal scored by Mike Grogan on 17 minutes.
And from the way people are exiting that far terrace, it suggests that the rain has just arrived.
Yes, the rain just beginning to fall here on this fairly cut-up pudding of a pitch at the moment. Now Guiseley come forward here. Ollie Johnson, 30 yards from goal. 3 players around him, tries to thread the ball into Wayne Brooksby, just a little bit far ahead of him. Wayne Brooksby, I don't think he deliberately touched him, but if he did, he's clipped Wes Baines. Baines has gone to ground, got the free kick, but no reason to do that foul, is there?
No, the lad's milked a foul. I mean, it's defenders do. Referees bought it.
So it's a free kick to Telford. Bright moment, just passes. And we have 4 minutes left of this half. 4 minutes in which Guiseley will hope they can get something back before the break. And they've got a free kick after Jake Lawler's been nudged in the back by Grogan.
Only 2 hands, though.
Free kick now to the Lions. Ben Parker steps forward to take it.
In fairness, I think we've cleared our heads a little bit, haven't we? We've played some better football this last 10 minutes.
Long on forward now. Taken down here. Ollie Johnson has a sight of it. Good tackle comes in there from Byrne. Excellent tackle, it has to be said. Johnson just looked to have lost his man for a moment. He would have been clear on goal, but Guiseley do have the corner. And now it comes in from this right-hand side. 41 minutes gone. The ball whipped in, up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Boyes gets on the end of it, can't send it goalward. Hoofed clear by McGann. And it's out for touch for another Guiseley throw. Mark Bauer hurrying things along, wanting the side to get back onto it. Holdsworth sends it long, up towards Boyes once again. Takes it down really well. falls into the feet of Gavin Rothery. He tries to feed it back into Boys, but it's cut out, as you can probably hear from Eddie's groan.
Gavin's put a good shift in this last few minutes. He's quite urgent. He's getting to the ball really quickly. He's putting defenders under pressure. So it's
Johnson turns his man just really well. Goes in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Plays it out now to Rothery. Rothery gets the ball into the area. Goes beyond everyone, and eventually cleared. Sorry to cut you off there, Eddie.
No, I would say Gavin's doing what you have to do on the pitch, and Ollie's done really well as well.
Ollie Johnson takes the ball down on the edge of the 18-yard box after a loose ball, and then I think, to be fair, he's won a free kick there. Eddie's making a motion which suggests...
It just made an old man very happy there.
Let's go no further with that. Free kick now to Guiseley, though. They've got it about 10 yards out from the edge of the 18-yard box. Right, level with the left-hand side of the 18-yard box, angle of the penalty area.
This one's just dropping on just outside the 6-yard box, and let's create a crowd scene like they've been doing.
Now can Guiseley get the ball into this area and create some danger?
Like
Brooksby into the box, cleared by a Telford defender, headed back on by Danny Ellis. The ball at 6s and 7s inside the 6-yard box, cleared before Boys can capitalise, and a moment of danger passes. Guiseley come close to getting back on level terms there. The throw taken now from Guiseley as they pick up the possession once again. Jake Lawler plays the ball back into Andy Holdsworth. And Holdsworth commits a foul as he tries to recover the ball. Sorry, not Holdsworth. It's Rhys Maynell out there. But either way, Guiseley have conceded the free kick. And it's a free kick to Telford with just a minute to go of normal time, by my reckoning. Telford lead by a goal to nil thanks to a goal from Mike Grogan on 17 minutes here on Guiseley AFC Radio. We've also had to watch Danny Hall limp off and be replaced by Danny Ellis. Not been a good half.
Although as the half's gone on, we've come into it more, haven't we? I mean, the last 10 minutes probably been we've possibly had the better of it.
Long one forward now from Telford, just as they take this free kick, get the ball into the area with Gray. Back out to the left-hand side. Clancy gets it in. Picked up now by Gray, but Guiseley defend well. Ollie Johnson now picks it up inside his own half. Sends a long one forward. Picks out Adam Boys brilliantly. Boys takes it down first time. Still sort of 30 yards from goal. Has to wait for support. Plays it back to Ollie Johnson, who gets into the area. Takes a shot. Just somehow parried away by the goalkeeper. Hasn't gone out yet. Gavin Rothery keeps it in on this left-hand side. Good work there from Boys and Johnson. Played in now by Rhys Maynell. Just over everyone. At the back post, can Brooksby keep it in? He has kept it in. Gets the ball back in. There's a big shout that it had gone out into touch. But in the end, it's gone behind for a corner to Guiseley. And great attacking play there between Boys and Johnson.
This last few minutes, I have to say, Boys has been very intelligent with his touches. And Ollie's been almost unplayable.
Ollie Johnson looking so sharp in that last sort of 10 minutes or so. Now Guiseley with the corner kick on the right-hand side just before the break. Plays it into the 6-yard box. Over everyone! Yes! Back of the net there! Guiseley have got the equaliser. And it's come... I'm not quite sure who's got on the end of it. If it's Gavin Rothery. It was inside the 6-yard box, blasted into the top of the goal. And Guiseley are level. Has he given it to Boys? Either way, Guiseley have pulled back onto level terms. It's now Telford 1, Guiseley 1.
And it's been coming, in fairness.
Just on the break, a perfect time to grab the equaliser. And that, in a way, you don't want half-time to come, do you?
No, because it's been, this last 10, it's been largely us. And we've started to show a little bit more intelligence, actually. And, you know, the thing is, a bit in the same sense as they've been doing, you give it to the forward players and let them play. Now
Telford come forward as they look to get back in front in this game. Forward, Danny Ellis slips inside the penalty area, but does enough to clear. He'll test his knee. And eventually it's up to the halfway line where Boys, who I think it was Boys who actually blasted the ball in the back of the net.
It says so on my list.
And it's helped all the way back to the goalkeeper, Ryan Young. And the break is on us because the referee's blown the whistle. And it was looking to be a tough old first half for the Lions. They fell behind when Mike Grogan scored on 17 minutes. Danny Hall limped off on 29. He had to be replaced by Danny Ellis. And just when things looked like they were going from bad to worse, Guiseley fought their way back into the game. And just before the break, Adam Boys on hand inside the 6-yard box after a melee from a corner kick, blasting the ball into the roof of the net. and getting Guiseley back on level terms. At the break here, it's Telford 1, Guiseley 1.
And pleasing actually to see towards the end of the half there was their players starting to complain to each other, and so yeah, we've done very well there, because it would have been very easy to become sort of slightly mardy about the pitch and fold, and we've put a shift in, so yeah, it's quite pleasing.
Like you say, that we've just seemed to adapt it to the conditions as the game has gone along, whereas Telford seemed to adapt straight away to the game.
Well, with little respect, they're probably used to playing on this not very good surface, and presumably set the style up to suit that. As you've seen, very direct, very long, all bits and pieces. You don't need a pitch to play on, do you, really?
Well, we are playing out. We've got back on level terms. There's still not much rain. The game looks like, as it stands, it'll go through to completion, so stick with us. We'll be back after a short break now. We're going to take a few minutes to go off air, but we'll be back for the full second half commentary, so stick with us here on Guiseley AFC Radio, and we'll see you soon in about 10 minutes or so. Well, hopefully you're picking us up now. Do tweet us. We just had a bit of a technical problem there, I'm afraid. That's the problem with computers. It's all software related, and because it's computer related, inexplicable things do happen, and so we've just had an inexplicable cutout. And I hope that you're picking us up now, and if you could just tweet us and let us know, that'd be great. And thanks to Tom Harvey for letting us know. Now Guiseley now having to defend. Danny Ellis has just brought somebody down on the edge of the 18-yard box. Just to bring you up to speed, it is still Telford 1, Guiseley 1. Ellis is going to go into the book here despite the shouts of off. We've had another substitute, haven't we, as well? AD.
Alex Johnson just replaced Ollie Johnson on 63 minutes. So
Ollie Johnson has gone off despite being very impressive. Danny Ellis now in the book. He's also had a good return to first team action. But now this is a very dangerous moment here for Guiseley to defend. If you can tweet us and let us know that we're back on air, that would be brilliant. Thanks very much to Craig Shearston, Tom Harvey, everyone who's just let me know that we were off. Let me know if we're back on. That would be fantastic.
This really is a very dangerous position, is it, with the wind behind him? He can strike a ball as well, this lad.
Yeah, we couldn't be bringing you better news, I'm afraid, at the moment. Telford now have a free kick right on the edge of the area. It whips in, hits off the crossbar and goes behind for a goal kick.
Dicko was confident, I think, actually.
Just for a moment there, you'd think it was just creeping into that top right-hand corner, but like you say, Steve Dickinson seemed to look at the flight of the ball with a fair degree of confidence. And that was a real chance there for Telford, perhaps the best they've had in this second period.
In fairness to Danny Ellis, he had to make the challenge. I think he was unhappy because he thought again that the strike had milked it, but there probably was enough challenge to a contact rather to award the free kick.
Guiseley now really trying to get back in a foothold into this game, and here's a chance for Brooksby. He comes charging forward, 2 or 3 players, plays a lovely ball in here towards Boys. Boys takes a shot, Brooksby gets a deflection, a penalty surely to Guiseley. Yes, the referee points to the spot after Wayne Brooksby made a brilliant run forward, played the ball into Boys. Boys got into the area, and the goalkeeper Ryan Young brought down Brooksby after a great shot from Boys, was a great save from Young from Boys. Brooksby's gone down. He looks a little bit hurt. Young's got a yellow card. Guiseley have a penalty.
Keeper lucky to get away with that. That could have been red.
I think the only saving grace was that Brooksby was going away from goal, perhaps. But
yeah, indeed. He's got the yellow card anyway. So
Guiseley have a penalty kick. Gavin Rothery steps forward. I don't think this is as easy as it looks. You know, I know it's a spot kick, but that penalty area is horrendous.
Awful conditions. Yeah, awful conditions.
This could be difficult. So if you just
and it's against the wind.
If you're just joining us, Telford 1, Guiseley 1. Guiseley with the penalty. Gavin Rothery steps forward. He's got to beat Ryan Young. Young's just brought down Wayne Brooksby. All of the Telford players are inside the penalty area, trying to claim that Rothery's taken it from the wrong place. This won't help.
There is no penalty spot, is there? I mean, it's a bloody disgrace. There is no penalty spot.
You've seen these where they come on and mark the spot off.
Indeed. And if I was the referee, that's what I'd be getting the...
The Rothery steps forward now to take the penalty, blasts it to the right-hand corner, and Guiseley take the lead. Gavin Rothery it is from the spot. Would you believe it, after being a goal down, the Lions lead here. After a Gavin Rothery penalty, after 67 minutes, it's the Lions who are back, well, who are in front for the first time in this game. It's Telford 1, Guiseley 2. So Guiseley,
I have no idea what people are actually complaining about here. That was as pen as you ever did see, wasn't it?
Well,
it must be a West Midlands thing.
You cannot deny Guiseley deserved the penalty. Well, sorry, it was a penalty. You would have to say it's been perhaps a little bit harsh on Telford over their second half performance. But at the moment, the score is all that matters. Guiseley lead by 2-1. They're going to have a lot to do, though. And we hopefully are coming through loud and clear.
It's quite fascinating, having spent an hour being bullied by Telford. They're now complaining bitterly about every free kick.
Guiseley now have to defend though. The goalkeeper Ryan Young has a free kick for Telford inside his own half. Takes a long one. Everybody in that penalty area. Telford come forward now with Sean Wally. Out to the right here. It's Barnett. Barnett sends it back to Wally. Wally looks forward. Tries to feed it down that right hand flank. Overhits it this time.
All day.
And it's gone back to be a Guiseley goal kick. And I'll just tweet that we're back on air. Guiseley leading now by 2-1 here on Guiseley AFC radio. We are having a good second half, but have to be said, the Lions perhaps were under more pressure for the second half period ahead of the goal than in the first.
Well, they've got the advantage of the wind and the rain, haven't they? So the reality is, it's easy to just lump a ball on top of the back four all the time. But I have to say that whenever we have attacked, we've looked dangerous. And as I said, the penalty was as pen as you'll ever see.
Now Guiseley have a throw-in inside the Telford half. The fans over there, we're cold up here, Adi. In the open terrace, the Guiseley fans over on that far side that have made the trip down. It must be freezing. But there's just a moment here where things just threaten to bubble over because
it's becoming quite peevish, isn't it?
Telford just knocked the ball away from where Guiseley were going to take the throw. Referee's just having a word, to be honest, just trying to calm things down.
But it's it's their time. It's them that's been tetchy so long. May it continue, really.
Just going back to the goal, it was a fantastic counter-attack movement, wasn't it, by Wayne Brooksby?
Yep.
Fantastic run. And a great ball into Boys.
When he trusts his own ability, the lad's got tremendous feet. But it's basically that this is suited to him dribbling at people because it's a defender's nightmare. You can't set yourself up to make a tackle.
Well, the throw-in from Guiseley's perspective comes to nothing. There's a shout for a free kick, not given. Telford can't get out of their own right-back position. 2-1 up in the second half after being a goal down. It's got a similar ring to it, unfortunately.
As the conditions continue to deteriorate as well, it's become all but unplayable in that bottom corner now.
Now a chance here for Telford to come forward. The substitute who came on, Mike Phoenix, goes to ground. A tackle from Danny Ellis. Ellis is going to get sent off here. He's already got one yellow card. The referee's gone straight to his book and given him a second. And Guiseley are down to 10 men. And frankly, for me, that's a cheap second yellow card, that. And I'm not quite convinced by that. But Guiseley now are going to be without Danny Ellis. He's going to pick up a one-match suspension. And they're going to be without him for the rest of this second half. And the game turns on that moment. This is going to be just so tough, isn't it, now, as we head into the last sort of 19 minutes of this match.
Cheap beyond all belief. They've been looking for that free kick all day. They've milked it. And, in fairness, Danny probably should have just let him go. But, cheap in the extreme.
I'll be disappointed. 2 yellow cards in the space of, not very long, really. 10 minutes less.
I have to say this is a tetchy game, shall we say. I'll have to be careful what I say because I'm very unhappy actually about some of the things that have gone on in these last 10 minutes. I'll be careful, in fact.
There we go. AD takes diplomacy. Free kick now to Telford. The ball goes into the area, headed away well by Boschel, but it's all going to be Telford now in this last 19. The ball into the area from Clancy, goes beyond everyone and behind for a goal kick. It'd be good to get away with a point now, really, wouldn't it? Because the wind in their sails, 11 against 10. Even though we're 2-1 up, it makes a very difficult last 19 minutes, 18 minutes, and a long time yet to go in this game. But Guiseley do have the lead. They scored. It's been an eventful match. We're losing centre-halves left, right and centre at the moment. We scored a second half penalty from Gavin Rothery to give us the advantage after Adam Boys levelled after Grogan had given Telford the early lead. Telford now chasing down a ball with after Danny Boschel's gone to ground under a challenge. Telford have won the second phase of this move and now pick it up with Wally. Wally goes past one man, goes towards the edge of the 18-yard box, twists and turns, will get a shot away. Danny Boschel now tries to close him down. He's a good 25 yards from goal, lays it back here to Grogan. Grogan out to the right-hand side. Telford trying to have patient build-up here, but can't find their way through. They have to go back to the halfway line. There's still chances now for the home side. They press forward now with The number 5, Grand, gets the ball into the edge of the area. Ball goes across the face of the 6-yard box, has to be taken away from the oncoming Wes Baines from right back, and goes behind for a goal, for a corner kick, thanks to a good lunging tackle from Adam Boyes of all people.
Yeah, I must confess, at first glance I thought that the last touch was off a Telford player, but it certainly was Adam Boyes who got a very important touch.
Guiseley leading by 2-1, but down to 10 men now, and Telford have a corner and the wind up their sails. The ball whipped in towards the penalty area, headed over the bar.
Great defensive header from the Telford player there.
Again, another one of those in-swinging, curling, difficult corners, but Eddie with a little wry smile there on his face, because it's a poor finish really. Guiseley leading 2-1. And Guiseley AFC radio down to 10 men. Danny Ellis has been sent off for a second yellow card. It's a little bit soft. And this after Gavin Rothery had given Guiseley the lead in the second half from the penalty spot, after Wayne Brooksby was brought down by the goalkeeper. Arguably a red card might have been produced in that instance, but it wasn't. Guiseley having to defend deeply now because they're down to the 10, and Telford with the wind behind them.
If I'm honest, it's fatal to defend deep. You know, we're going to have to try push out because you will concede.
Another one forward here, and Wayne Brooksby is going to be pulled up for a free kick now. McGinn goes to ground. He feels that he's been tackled late. The referee agrees. Free kick to Telford. They'll get everyone forward once again. All 10 white shirts inside the Guiseley half. Only the goalkeeper, Ryan Young, back inside the Telford half. All seem to be lining up on the edge of the 18-yard box. 15 minutes to go. Ball goes into that penalty area, goes across everyone. The Guiseley's man is adjudged to have got a final touch on it. It was hard to see what happened there. Steve Dickinson and Adam Farrell both going for the ball, amongst others, inside the 6-yard box. Corner kick to Telford.
And we're getting absolutely every 50-50 decision is now not going our way, basically. Clearly the referee has it on his pools.
Ball whipped in towards the other 6-yard box. Good punch from Steve Dickinson. Only as far as the corner kick taker. McGinn whips the ball back in. Headed on into the back of the net. The leveller comes. And it's the substitute Mike Phoenix who knocks the ball home. There's no surprise really, because they've had every advantage given to them of Telford in the last 10 minutes, and not surprisingly, from a 50-50 corner, they've whipped the ball in and got back on level terms. Telford 2, Guiseley 2. And I'm not sure Mark Barrow will be happy at all about that. 76 minutes gone. 2-2 here at the new Bucks Head.
I have to say that, in my opinion, referees getting influenced by the crowd, and the last 10 minutes, every single decision has gone their way. It's most disappointing.
So we're off again. Guiseley down to 10. Telford 2, Guiseley 2. And the free kick's given once again against Wayne Brooksby. McGinn's won another free kick. Guiseley have to defend as Telford press forward, and another chance for them to loft one forward with the wind. You can see from the Guiseley flags on the opposite side of the terrace just how strong that wind is. 2 flags almost at a horizontal angle. The ball launched forward by the goalkeeper. Headed up to the edge of the 18-yard box, into the area. There's a shot into the side netting, but the linesman's flag was already up. And another chance goes begging for Telford. But at the moment, what an eventful match we've had this afternoon. It is Telford 2, Guiseley 2. Telford took the lead through Mike Grogan on 17 minutes. Guiseley got back on level terms just before the break. Adam Boyes firing home. And then took the lead when Gavin Rothery converted from the penalty spot after Wayne Brooksby was fouled by the goalkeeper inside the penalty area. And then a few moments later, Danny Ellis was sent off for a second yellow. Now Telford have equalised through substitute Mike Phoenix. And they come forward again here with McGinn. McGinn lofts one into the area looking for one of the 2 strikers. One goes down on the ground. Phoenix it is. Guiseley managed to batter the ball away up to the edge of the 18-yard box. They can't get out of their own half though, as they've got the man advantage. Telford are making it count. A shot goes in, well held by Steve Dickinson from the edge of the area. a good drive, but Dickinson watched that well.
The conditions are once again are almost unplayable. The ball's sticking all over the place. It's a farce really.
This would be a remarkable point if we were to get one. It would be unlikely though, the way the game is just balanced in Telford's favour. Everything in their favour at the moment. The home crowd, the pitch, the conditions, the wind,
the referee,
the fact that they've got 11 men against 10. And Guiseley now have a throw in. They have to keep battling away though, show this spirit.
And in fairness, have kept battling, but I have to say that the last 10 minutes in terms of the sort of decisions on and off, both playing decisions and pitch conditions and everything else have been quite dispiriting. We've done well to keep going.
Guiseley now take the throw.
And that's a free kick all day.
Lose possession, and it's Telford who come away with it. Guiseley now get the ball back on the halfway line with Gavin Rother. He sends it down the left channel, but it's well blocked, and now Mike Phoenix can get the return ball, plays it in towards Wally. Wally's left onside. There's an appeal for an offside. Wally turns his man. He'll surely score this one. Goes through all of the players, and Sean Wally looked offside. Nothing given. Goes
offside.
Through the defenders. Two men in the box weren't able to stop him, and then turns it into the back of the net. And now Telford have come from 2-1 down to lead this one. Telford 3, Guiseley 2. I don't know what to say, AD. I really don't know what to say.
Nothing printable. That is just an absolutely appalling lack of a flag on the far side there. Well, whatever, just whatever.
I think it's not meant to be, is it, today?
No, but I have to say that lack of a flag there, he must have been a good 2 yards off.
Telford have the advantage, they're 3-2 up. Guiseley are down to 10 men, they've got the wind against them. The pitch is certainly in Telford's favour at the moment. Everything's in Telford's favour at the moment. Guiseley are going to get beaten here. The throw from Rhys Maynell, forward, looking for Boyes. Boyes heads it down. Boschel lays it back. There is still 9 minutes to go, but Telford have certainly got the wind up their sails. They're coming down the left-hand side here with Sean Wally. Gets the ball into the area, it bounces over Ben Parker, and it's nodded behind for a goal kick. And I don't know what options really Mark Bauer has. He's got Forrest, Potts, Kyle Harrison on the bench, but he's already made 2 substitutions. Danny Ellis has already had to go off. Jake Lawler's moved back into centre half. And it looks like it's going to be a second consecutive defeat for the Lions. A long one forward at the moment from Telford. It's just gone out into touch. I couldn't see this game turning quite so much in Telford's favour, but
if I'm honest, I'm completely speechless. I have to say that the decision making, the last 10 minutes has just been awful. All right, conditions, and to be fair to Telford, they've put a shift in the. As you say, they've got the wind in every sense in the sails, but it's almost speechless, which is rare.
Very rare, yeah. Guys, they've managed to earn a throw inside Telford's half. Poor touch there by Rhys Maynell. Gets the ball back though, plays a lovely ball down the left-hand side. It's going to be too much for Danny Boschel to keep in. Flag does go up this time on this side. And there's going to be another substitute. I think it's going to be Danny Forrest is going to come on.
Yeah.
If nothing else, just to give us some running and some legs.
Well, you almost might as well lose 4-2 as lose 3-2, so you might as well give it a go.
Who would you take off, Eddie? Have you got? It's hard to say from my perspective. I couldn't call who I would take off at this moment in time.
Well, it could be any one of the sort of what amounts to the front 4, or you could take Jake Lawler off.
Go with the 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Flick on goes through. It's taken away from him. And now Telford can come forward now here with Phoenix once again getting into the air, plays it square. It's tackled by Lawler, and to deny, I think it was Tom Gray who was lining up the shot. Lawler managed to get enough of a touch on it. Take it away from him. Feeds the ball back to the goalkeeper. Steve Dickinson then tries to clear this one downfield, holds up in the wind. Alex Johnson's got a hand all over him from Simon Grand. Nothing given. Now Johnson robs the ball, goes in towards the edge of the D. He's got 3 players around him. He can't battle them all off, and physically he's beaten out of the game there. Up to the halfway line, taken down by Andy Holdsworth. Can Guiseley just force their way back into this?
And what's to prevent the referee there, by the way, just pulling it back? There's no advantage.
And eventually, as it goes in towards the feet of Wayne Brooksby, Telford take it away. Andy Holdsworth gets a foot in on Wally as he makes the run forward, and it's laid back to the goalkeeper Dickinson. Dickinson lofts it up towards the halfway line, looks for Brooksby, beaten to it by Grand, and out for a throw, and Brooksby not happy with the referee, but there's going to be another substitute here.
And our players once again remonstrating with the referee to say, you know, what's happened to the advantage there? Where is the advantage in that last situation? He's nearly pulled the shirt off his back. He's not got a caution. He's not got a free kick. Ridiculous.
There's no more than 7 minutes left here, and Tony Gray's going off. Robbie Booth will be coming on to replace him. 3-2. A very familiar scoreline from that playoff final. A very similar tale, actually. Guiseley leading.
I confess to being proud of them this second half, though, because every single thing's gone against us and we've given it a right good go.
It's not over yet. There's still 7 minutes to go. There's only a goal in it. And the Lions now have a throw-in inside their own half. Andy Holdsworth. 10 men Guiseley, trailing 3-2 to Telford. Alex Johnson plays it forward, looking for Adam Boyes. Boyes shepherds it back to the goalkeeper. Sorry, Neil Byrne, rather, the defender shepherds it back to the goalkeeper. Boyes in attendance. And then goalkeeper Young launches one of these pitch length clearances, wind assisted, all the way back to Steve Dickinson. Dickinson plays it out to Rhys Maynell inside his own half. Tries to go long towards Boyes. Too many white shirts around the Guiseley players to make any headway, but to keep possession here. And then a ball from Brooksby gives Rothery too much to do, and Telford can come away with it over the halfway line and feed it down the left-hand channel, where Phoenix will hold it up under tackle of Jake Lawler. Phoenix goes to ground. Referee has bought that one as well. It's going to be a free kick, I think.
He is having an absolute mare.
And now Guiseley have another free kick to defend, and Phoenix, he certainly made a difference, but in that instance Jake Lawler has come off worse for wear there, and Guiseley now once again have to defend against another Telford attack. It's out on the left hand side. The Lions trail by 3 goals to 2. They're down to 10 men. They've lost 2 centre halves across the course of the of the game so far. Danny Hall and Danny Ellis has been sent off. Now the ball goes into the area. It's cleared by Jake Lawler up to the halfway line, up to the edge of the 18-yard box, and Telford recover possession now. They get the ball back into the area. It's headed away, fortunately, by Jake Lawler, and it's gone out for another throw. But McGinn, with one of these long throws, will make this a dangerous moment once again for the home side. Such a hard afternoon to take.
It's a hard afternoon to take, actually, because I mean, a good example on that last free kick. The lad, there's no contact. He goes down, and you know the response of our player says it all, really. But it's one of those afternoons where you're just not going to get anything.
McGinn's throw into the area is cleared well by the Lions, but they just can't get out of their own half.
No.
In the moment, Telford have got the ball on the left side, but they're offside, fortunately. Take a moment of magic, really, for Guiseley to get something out of this game. Wayne Brooksby now inside his own half. He's just overrun that, and he's now gone into a collision, and the player's gone down that he's collided with. I must admit, I was just missighted there for a moment. The home crowd are reacting, and Wally it was who was in the collision, and he's managed to get himself up somehow.
Amazingly, the referee isn't reacting.
Wayne Brooksby's not very happy with Wally's reaction there, but there is going to be another substitute, and it's Adam Boyes who's going off, who's had a good game, who's had an awful lot to do after the goal he scored in the first half. He has had some excellent touches. He's going to be replaced by Danny Forrest, but Boyes has done everything that you could have expected of him. But it's shown that his introduction to the squad has coincided with what looks like 2 defeats. And certainly not attributable to his performance.
He's played very well. His touches have been good. He took his goal well.
Yeah.
It is just one of those days, isn't it? And it's. I have to say that the second half has been just a catalogue of, well, disaster, really.
Oh, well, somehow. I'm just laughing at that free kick there because Alex Johnson's just gone trying to win a ball. To be fair, Wally gets his body in the way between Johnson. They collide, a free kick automatically given to Telford. They've got another free kick on the halfway line. It's slightly laughable now at the moment. We've got 2 minutes left of this second half. The ball goes in from the free kick into the penalty area. Phoenix goes looking for it. This time he tucks at the shirt of Reece Mail, and guys will get a free kick.
And apparently that's not a booking, even though he's nearly pulled the shirt off his back.
And he doesn't retreat the full 10 yards. The referee allows that to go. Guiseley get the ball inside their own half still with Rothery in towards the feet of Danny Forrest, who waited for it to come to him, and it was taken away because obviously the ball doesn't run as true as he might have hoped it would.
Excellent defending by Reece Maynell on the far side then.
As the ball went back into Guiseley's half, as Adi says, Maynell just watches the ball out, muscling off the oncoming attacker. Dickinson now lofts it long, looking for Johnson on the halfway line. Battle, and Brooksby goes up looking to try and win a header again, and automatically the free kick almost predictably given to Telford. Guiseley, it's very frustrating this. With a minute to go, losing by 3-2. They were leading 2-1. They were then reduced to 10 men. A second yellow for Danny Ellis in the space of about 9 minutes by my reckoning. Saw him sent off, and with a strong wind behind them, Telford have scored twice to make it 3-2, and now go into the area, and it's just somehow squeezed under Steve Dickinson's feet and into the net. And I think it's Simon Grand who scored it right on the 90th minute. It's a speculative free kick. It went into the area. Again, the flight of the ball and the feet deceived everyone, and then it squeezed between the legs of the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And it's now Telford 4, Guiseley 2. And it just sort of ends puts an end to a fairly miserable afternoon for the Lions.
4-2 to the referee, basically.
2 minutes to be added. Guiseley trailing 4-2 here on Guiseley AFC Radio. And Guiseley now, with the game well and truly gone, kick off. Andy Holdsworth plays it down the right hand side. Alex Johnson chases. And Wally gets the ball, plays it over the top, looking for the run of Phoenix again. This time Phoenix is offside. No idea what Mark Bauer's going to say about this. Guiseley now defend from the back, launch it long, looking to counter-attack, but it's returned almost immediately. Robbie Booth, the substitute, takes it down but then loses it. Telford in midfield, just knocking the ball around. Play it out to the left-hand side where Wally gets it, and he sends it down the left-hand side, and it's picked up by the goalkeeper, Steve Dickinson. And a miserable afternoon here. Guiseley, who were 2-1 up for a spell in the second half, reduced to 10 men and now trailing 4-2 as we head to the final whistle. Into stoppage time now.
This is the most irritating game we've taken part in since that one last year at Solihull, at Vauxhall, when we also got a bizarre refereeing performance. It's very, very, very frustrating.
It's generally just the circumstances of things as well, to be honest. Losing Danny Hall. Guys who now have a counter-attack on. Just for a moment looked like Alex Johnson and Danny Boschel might combine, but the turf intervened. And Boschel tries to win the ball back, but Wally just skips it past him. And down this left-hand side, on come Telford once again. Clancy tries to get the ball into the area. Cut out. It's going to be another throw to Telford, who are in no hurry to take it. And I think we're going to have a final substitute for the home side. And it's going to be Sean Clancy who goes off. And he's going to make way for Russell Benjamin. So that just eases up a few more seconds of the clock. Guiseley trailing by 4-2. Telford enjoying their afternoon after being 2-1 down. It's not really a picture of a game that the scoreline doesn't really reflect the game. Actually, they've changed their mind. Guess what? It's number 7 who's coming off. It's not Sean Clancy. That uses up a little bit more time, doesn't it, AD? Sean Wally coming off.
Well, yeah.
They're delighted with Sean Wally's performance this afternoon. The home crowd.
If anybody should get a standing ovation off the home crowd, it's the referee.
6 minutes into this game, AD.
Well, in fairness, he's normally very good, but I have to say today, certainly this second half, there hasn't been a single decision gone our way. I have to say his performance has been despicably poor.
Corner to Telford. They get it into the area. It's cleared only as far as the substitute, Russell Benjamin, who's in a bright white kit. The only one, plays it into Booth. Booth, the other substitute, keeps it in touch. No, he doesn't. It's gone behind for a goal kick.
Oh, just let him get on with it.
And the depths of despair this afternoon have certainly been felt as Guiseley trail by 4-2. And it's a strange sort of afternoon where refereeing decisions have certainly played a huge part in deciding the outcome of this game. Guiseley 2-1 up at one point from the penalty spot after Wayne Brooksby was fouled in the area by the goalkeeper. Only a yellow card for the keeper. A few minutes later, Danny Ellis saw a very tame second yellow given against him and he walked. And Telford, with the wind up their sails, have scored 3 times since then. And now look like they're going to get more as they come forward once again. Get the ball into the area, this time headed away by Andy Holdsworth. Picked up now by McGinn. Goes past his man, but Groven Rothery works well. And the referee's whistle finally puts an end to this afternoon's spectacle. I think if that's what you want to call it. Guiseley have been beaten by 4-2. The goals came thick and fast in the second half, but it was Mike Grogan who got things underway for the home side. He scored after 17 minutes. An equaliser from Adam Boys just before the break, and Guiseley were back on level terms and looked lively. And in the second half, on a counter-attack after Telford had started brightly, Wayne Brooksby was brought down in the penalty area. Ryan Young just saw yellow for the foul. He stayed on the pitch. Wayne Brooksby was able to recover. Gavin Rothery struck the penalty, made it 2-1. But then Danny Ellis got 2 yellow cards in quick succession. The second, surprisingly soft, and was sent off. And Guiseley down to 10 when Telford had the wind behind them. They were always going to get a goal. The decision really pivotal in this match, and Mike Phoenix, Sean Wally, and I think it was Simon Grand who got the fourth for the home side, have made it Telford 4, Guiseley 2. Final thoughts on that, AD?
Always difficult with 10, always difficult against the wind. Telford players, Telford do. But I have to say that the decision making in the second half from the officials was, well, beyond belief, if I'm honest. We haven't had one 50-50 decision go our way in that second half, and the referee, frankly, was just awful. Well,
it's a bitter pill to take. Guiseley have been beaten by 4-2 this afternoon. I hope you've followed it all on Guiseley AFC radio. If you weren't able to get here, we'll be back. We're not going to cover the Eccles Hill semi-final, but we will be back on Saturday when Guiseley hopefully return to their home turf and hopefully back to winning league ways. It's finished here. Telford 4, Guiseley 2, and we'll see you next time.